Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. My name's Jonathan. To your right, we got Alec. What's up?
How we doing?
Oh, real good. I got a different show for you guys today. The Dynasty trades have been starting to roll in. So we want to pass some of those trades along. And also, real quick, if you could hit the like and subscribe button, love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. Also, filling up some fresh Dynasty leagues, fresh orphan leagues are being posted every day. I think even this weekend we're going to have a small, great orphaning. There's going to be quite a few teams
Yeah.
posted. So it's one of the best ways to get into a Dynasty league. The previous owner paid for your deposit, so you don't have to worry about that. I know you love Dynasty football
Oh
just like
yeah.
me. Yeah, Dynasty football never ends. Best part about it. So let's jump into this. I'm going to run the trades by him, get his thoughts on, and we'll kick him around a little bit. First trade we got should be popping up on the screen right now. That's going to be J.K. Dobbins, the 1.8 and the 2.10 for this year for Saquon Barkley.
Whew, that's a lot there, man. Love J.K. Dobbins. 1.8's pretty nice too, but I think I'm gonna hold strong with Saquon. I still think he's kind of in that top tier. Him and McCaffrey to me still are the top two backs, and I just don't know if that's quite enough to move the needle. But I like the other side as well. Definitely, you know, some fun you can have with the 1.8 second rounder as well. You said, and
And I was
and I
trying
love
to,
J.K.
I was
So
trying to
yeah.
think like, who do you think about the 1.8?
It's tough right now, waiting on the actual NFL draft and all that. But, some of these receivers, whether it's, Rondale Moore, Rashad Bateman, a couple of those guys could be there.
And I was thinking that too, maybe the tight end out of
Yeah,
Florida.
Pitts, yeah.
So I mean, kind of put it that like Dobbins and Pitts or Dobbins, and I mean, does that change your mind at all? Or you still rather
So
have
I'd say
Saquon?
it kind of depends on team need. If you're really looking to add some young talent, I think, yeah, that could be, get a younger running back in Dobbins, add a couple picks too, get a quality tight end like Pitts. But if you're in like that kind of contend win now mode, I still think Saquon could be, just the best asset in that deal.
I do too. And I actually have a question for you about Saquon. I mean, this is
Yeah.
kind of make it or break it for Saquon.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the injuries the last 2 years have been rough, but I mean, this is a guy who his rookie year was number one in the league in rushing, still super young. Well, not number one in the league in rushing, but fantasy points per game for the running backs his rookie year. Uh, so yeah, in a sense, with the last two injury-filled seasons, yeah, it's better be this year, but he's still a young guy with a lot of talent. As long as he stays healthy, I think he's in good shape.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at this trade, I mean, I do think it's fair. A ton of upside with J.K. Dobbins. I just know 2 years ago, this trade wasn't happening.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Saquon, I was only seeing Saquon get traded if it was multiple first, two, three,
Yep.
plus a Dobbins, and maybe even some more second rounders. So his value definitely has declined. And the reason I say make or break, I mean, I know he's young, but I mean, if he goes down for a third year in a
Right. Yeah.
row, I mean, I expect his value to plummet big time. I mean, you almost have to say it. I mean, if it happens again, I just don't know what you do with him if it happens again.
Yeah, and honestly, you're right about that. The injury history, I mean, it is crazy how, just wipes out your whole fantasy year, especially investing, a super early first and dynasty startups to get a guy like that to have him be, on, not be able to use them because the injury is tough, especially 2 years in a row. So yeah, definitely need to avoid that.
Right. All right, going to move on to the next trade. Once again, hopefully it's popping up right now. That's going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Cortland Sutton for Justin Jefferson and Zach Ertz.
Hmm. I think I'm going to stick with the Clyde Edwards-Helaire side there. So who is the second player on the Clyde Edwards-Helaire side?
Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton. Yeah, I mean, so obviously Clyde was the 1.1 in a lot of rookie drafts last year. Had a disappointing rookie year, but I think he should bounce back strong this year. Cortland Sutton as well missed all last year with injury, but a receiver with promise for sure. And Judy had a decent rookie year, but there's no reason why they can't be a really good tandem 1A 1B type. So feel really good about both those guys. On the other side, Justin Jefferson had a phenomenal rookie campaign. He probably is the most valuable player in the deal. But then Zach Ertz is kind of just a throw in at this point. And
With some upside.
yeah,
Though,
with
tight
some
end.
upside, yeah.
Especially with some of the news at tight end this week. We're going to be doing a
Right.
show. I already thought there's not enough tight ends out there.
Yeah.
And now, two of them going to the same team doesn't help that
Right.
out very much.
Yeah.
We'll get to that on another episode. One thing I did find interesting on this trade, a recent dynasty draft we did, if you guys look, we did some reviews on that. Clyde Edwards made it into the third round. I'm not sure where Cortland Sutton went. I have to look. Pretty sure it was after the third round,
Yeah.
though. Justin Jefferson was the 4th pick overall.
Wow.
So by the numbers,
Yeah.
I would almost think like
that side probably would win in like in a calculator situation. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of with you. I think and I love Justin Jefferson. I've been trying to make a case for him as the overall 1.1. And I don't hate it. I personally would probably take him over McCaffrey and some of these. I just think the long term value. That's just me personally,
Yeah.
and I'm not for sure. I've been leaning towards that way lately. But by the numbers, yeah, I mean it would look like the Justin Jefferson side because I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah, I agree. By the numbers, I do think that's kind of the winner if you threw that into a dynasty trade calculator right now, and just obviously going off last year's numbers. But for me personally, I think I like having Clyde, that young workhorse back, and then Cortland Sutton as well.
Yeah, and I think what helps. The reason I like the Cortland Sutton side is because I'm not sure where Jefferson's going to level out at.
Right.
And I think Cortland Sutton may just be one step below him. You get Clyde Edwards-Helaire in there. So I think I'm with you on that side of the trade.
Yeah, and obviously, I love Justin Jefferson, love the game, and definitely worthy of a first-round pick in dynasty startups right now based on his rookie year. But it's still very possible. Next year he could finish as a wide receiver 2. The next year could finish as the wide receiver 2.
Right.
It's very possible his whole, potentially the best fantasy year of his career could have been his rookie year. Now that doesn't mean you avoid him, but he's not exactly a sure thing either. But he does look very good so far in his
And you just
career.
did a recent dynasty draft. I actually had a question about that because you had told me that no receivers went through the first
crazy.
2 rounds. I wanted to ask you now, where would you consider Justin Jefferson? I was kind of shocked that you didn't take him in either of those first 2 rounds.
Yeah, so I think he went right at the start of round 3. It was a dynasty super flex. So obviously a lot of quarterbacks went off the board. So tons of quarterbacks were gone, but then it was running backs, and then it was a tight end premium too, so 1.5 points per catch for tight end. So I think Kelsey and Kittle slipped into the first 2 rounds. But yeah, I think Justin Jefferson was the second or third. It was right at the start of the third. You saw Adams, Jefferson, DK, all those
right.
guys.
And just for me, I was shocked because I think even in a super flex, I'd personally want Justin Jefferson before the end of the second round. In one of our leagues, where would you consider taking Jefferson?
In a dynasty startup?
Correct.
I think early round 2. I don't know if I'd go round 1, but I think early round 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition. It's kind of me testing it out. Like I said, we've never actually put the trades up there before. If you guys like it, leave us a comment. Plan on doing some more of these next week. I process thousands of trades a week. I'm going to be skimming through them, looking for some of the hottest trades to share with you guys. Appreciate so much for watching. Any last words?
Thanks for listening, guys.
That's it. Appreciate it. Good luck, guys.